Herkese merhabalar. Esport ekranlarına hoş geldiniz, şerefler verdiniz. Türk sporunun lokomotif branşı olan voleybolu konuşunca böyle yüzlerimiz gülüyor ve uluslararası arenada en çok başarı kazanmış olan kupa avcısı diye tabir edebileceğimiz Vakıfbank Spor Kulübü'nün muhteşem spor sarayındayız ve sevgili koçumuz Giovanni Guidetti ile birlikte olmanın bir kere daha keyfini yaşıyoruz. Yaklaşık 13. sezonu ve 2008 yılından bu yana hem Vakıfbank özelinde hem de aynı zamanda da Türk voleyboluna kattıkları o kadar muazzam ki onunla her zaman yaptığımız röportajlarda bize kattıklarını kulaklarımızı açarak dinliyoruz. Bugün de bakalım sohbetimiz nasıl gelişecek, onu söyleyecekleri çok merak ediyorum, çok da özlemiştik. Coach.
Merhaba.
Merhaba.
I understood 50%, maybe 40%, not more.
How are you first of all?
Good, good, thank you. Thank you, everything is fine.
How you feel? It's really a tough situation for the COVID, the pandemic situation.
I mean, normally my philosophy in everything is that if it's something I cannot change, I don't want to be worried about that, you know. So there is a situation and it's not easy, but there are so many challenges in that. And I believe that the lockdown was for me a great moment. You know, I read much more, I studied much more, so it was a great experience for me also the lockdown. So I think that for many people probably was the same, you know. So there is always the way to use every moment in the best way you can, if you want. There is also the way to complain about everything or the way to use everything. So normally I prefer to use everything.
Yes, I know that you're always looking the positive side of the life, so it's really important for you.
Yes, I mean, I think it's important. I have a daughter, I have to show her always positive.
What you have read more in that period? What kind of things?
I think that, I mean, it was nice period. You know, really, I will never remember the lockdown like a bad moment. You know, of course, I miss volleyball so much. This is no question, because I was not able to be in the gym, you know, so I was able to watch volleyball or study volleyball or speak too much, you know, Zoom, so many of this stuff. But okay, I missed the gym. That's the only thing I was really missing, you know. Also like everybody, the freedom to go to Italy and find my parents, my sister, this kind of freedom. But besides that, you know, so I spent so much time with my daughter that was really fun. So okay, also with Bar and Allison, we have a lot of nice moments that if not, you couldn't have. And I really used this moment for myself, you know. It was kind of 3 months of university, you know. I read, you know, if normally I read one book in 1 month, in this period I was reading 5, you know. If I was watching one documentary, normally I was watching 5 in this time. So everything, you know, my knowledge, I really dedicate a lot of time about learning a lot of things.
Learning periods, yeah.
Know,
what kind of books or what kind of documentaries you choose mostly?
In this period, mostly, okay, something about volleyball also, a little bit, you know, just to be update, you know, but mostly was about personal growth, you know, about how to be a better person, how to be a better human being, how to learn more, how to be better parents, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I think that like coach, like human being, like, you know, the great thing is that we can learn anytime, you know, we can improve every time, we can grow anytime. So there is no end to the growth, there is no end to the learning, you know.
If you want.
Yes, tabiki.
If you want, if you choose that way.
Yes, yes. This is also the great thing of the life, that you can choose always what you want to do. So I really use a lot of time for this kind of book and this kind of documentary, podcast, and this kind of stuff.
Could you find anything special in volleyball? Not that much books or not that much podcasts or anything
in
else?
volleyball, what I like is to watch mostly men volleyball, you know, and to study men volleyball, you know, because it's of course, is still volleyball, but in some ways another sport, you know, so there are totally different balance in the game, you know, so it's very, very nice to study what they're doing, to understand how they're thinking, how they're training, you know, and to learn from them as much as I can. Like I believe a lot of coaches are from men's side are learning from women's side coaches, you know, so this change of experience was also very, very useful for me. And I don't believe that women volleyball is behind to men volleyball. I just believe they are going into different roads, not that women is copying men or opposite the other way. So it was just nice to see this other aspect of volleyball.
Perfect. And In Vakıfbank in general, 34 years and 29 trophies. It was really tough. And your 13th season, and with Vakıfbank, I can't calculate. I think 18 trophies.
I don't know. These things. And first, I'm not good
I can tell you, 4 Champions League champion.
Yeah, these I remember.
Yeah,
very well.
and then 3 times World Club champion, and also 5 times Turkish League, 3 times Turkish Cup, and the 3rd times Champions Cup, and a total 18 cups, I think.
Yes, but if you ask me, for sure, I remember better what we didn't win inside that, you know. So if you ask me, you know, to remember all the victory, probably I miss many of them in my memory. But I remember very well when we lost, and you know, and so this is still hurting, because I always believe that at least in the last 6-7 years we could have won everything, you know. So of course we won a lot, but also we could have won even more, you know. So this is what came in my mind. But of course we did something very important for the club, very important for all of us, very important for Turkish volleyball. This is, of course.
The volleyball fans know that, but I want to ask you again. You tell me that I don't remember the trophies, and the losing times is much more important, maybe to take the lessons also. The first year that you came to Vakıfbank is that kind of year that you lost and you say, I apologize, I'm going, so sorry, all is my responsibility because we couldn't achieve the playoffs. And what happened then?
Yes, it happened that the club, you know, they kept to believe in me also in this moment. So in this moment was really very bad defeat, because we were number 1 and we were out in the playoff for number 8, Galatasaray. You know, of course I still remember all the starting 6 in that moment, you know, of this match in Alduna Lagash gym, and nothing. I mean, actually there was many reasons, but I was of course feeling very guilty, because we had the chance to win everything in that time, you know, but for many aspects, and of course for mostly my responsibility, it didn't happen. So I just admit my mistakes. And so normally when a coach, you know, have a so big defeat and admit the mistake, normally is, okay, thank you very much, good luck, you know, in your future. But in that time there was like, okay, we believe you learn from your mistake, and probably you will do not anymore this mistake. So we want to keep going working here. So that was a great example of sport for many other clubs, I believe, in the world.
This is the history that you come to Turkey, but you have many more before, because you started in Italy and you started to have a coach, choosing a career at 23 years old, I think. And then after you go to United States, and then after Bulgarian national team, and after Germany, many years, Holland, Turkey, and then come back, and you have really a great experience. No, not old.
I am very old.
No.
Many things.
No, not old. I just want to talk about the first year that you come to Turkey, but you come here with a great experience, and when you couldn't take what you want to take from the playoffs, and you say, okay, my responsibility, I have to go, but they want to keep you here because they know your potential. And after, what have changed, Coach Joe, and how you organize your staff, how you organize your team? What was your point of view then? Maybe you feel much more pressure because people are believing in myself, so I have to believe myself much more. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
what are those feelings?
The pressure was always a good friend of me, you know. So I never had a problem with the pressure. I always loved.
You are
the
living
pressure,
with
you know.
adrenaline.
Yeah, because I mean, in our job, you know, this is, if you don't like the pressure, so change the job, you know. So this is all about pressure. So this was never a big problem, but I mean, it was really, I have this feeling of gratitude, you know. So I mean, they gave me a great opportunity. So if before I was working 8 hours a day, I have to start to work 10 hours a day. Before I was, you know, doing the thing at my best, now I have to do the thing at my very best, you know. So I really was trying to do everything I can, you know, for this club that gave so much to me, you know, and so many many of my choices were like this. And I think the best example of everything was the year of our first Champions League. You know, because the year of our Champions League, first Champions League,
2011, right?
2011, in the summer of 2010, you know, I have many proposals, you know, so many teams ask me to because my contract was finishing with Vakıfbank. I have in that moment many proposals and more money and better team, you know. But because, you know, what happened to me, you know, some years before, I really asked to the management in this moment, can you guarantee to me in this year a decent team? You know, I don't ask for an amazing team, a decent team. You know I cannot win, but I don't want to be, you know, really struggle. You know, I want to just have a team that I can compete. I know that I will never win nothing. So can you guarantee me this team? And then after a couple hours, they came to me and said, yes, we can guarantee you a decent team. Our budget is much, 20% maybe than Exatibasi and Fenerbahce this year. You know, our budget is 20% of them, but we can give you this. I said, okay, if you can give me this, I will stay for sure. I owe you this. I want to do this. And the destiny wanted that this year was our first Champions League winner, with a team that we really made at the last moment, you know, with some player. Remember that one big bet, you know, in this time was Glinka, that she was not playing volleyball for the last 2 years. You know, I said, okay, I mean, she was a great player. We don't know what's going on, but I mean, we cannot afford any other big name now, so we go to Glinka. And, you know, so one piece, another piece, and amazing passion and amazing work in this small gym in Selimiye.
Yes, Selimiye.
This made everything happen.
You talk about the pieces. I know that you are trying to cook a good cake, but you know where you will find the best flour, the best fruit, and everything. But I think all the players know that if Giovanni will make this meal, okay, it will be really delicious. We can eat it. We have to be there. We have to be on this dinner. This is a really great confidence between coach and all the players all around the world about you, I think.
I don't know. I mean, I generally I don't like to speak too much about me, but I can tell you that.
I'm telling
yes,
you.
I mean, yes, and I thank you for that. And I think that the result that we had, you know, so to the result that this club with me, that we all have, you know, was telling a lot of things, you know. So player that come here, they said, okay, hey, we come in a place where the player become better and the people win, you know. So we want to be part of that, you know. So this is one very important part. The second part is that, of course, we try to select and to work with the best player that we can. But at the same time, we try to put a lot of attention about to take the best human being and person that we can, you know. So of course we watch the player, but we watch also the woman, you know. So here we have some standard that we want to keep. And when I talk about standard, I talk about standard of attitude, standard of passion, standard of, you know,
Hard work.
professionality, you know, hard working for sure, you know. So there are some players that are, you know, amazing player, but I already know they cannot fit here, you know. So I will never search for them because I know maybe they are a little spoiled. I know that they like to be prima donna. I know that they like to have their comfort, you know. Here everybody is same, you know. Here everybody is exactly same. Everybody have the same treatment. Everybody work the same, you know. Everybody have the same status, you know. Also, remember from the first sort of time I am here, you know. I hated that the player bring to me the shoes or the luggage or this kind of stuff. I mean, there is no hierarchy here. There are no rules, you know. So everybody have to clean the gym when we finish. The first one that is on the bus take off the luggage for everybody. Doesn't matter if it's me, if it is Fatih, or if it is Maya, or if it is any player. So there is no this kind of the young have to do or the wars have to do, the starting six. No, you know. So this is something that for me is very important. So we really like to keep this standard. And unfortunately, when a player has to leave this, you know, or leave this, is because don't fit in this standard most of the time.
Yeah, and it's really important and keep the team dynamic, and also they have to see every part of the life, not just touching the ball, not just playing volleyball, but they also start to think about the living style of the life.
Has to be. If not, you cannot keep this life. You know, I mean, the main idea here that is nothing is over Vakıfbank. You know, so not me at all, not one of my staff, not the best player, not Juting, not Mario Jinovic. No one is over the team. You know, so we are. The team is the most important part. So when I see that somebody want to go over the team, then is the time that we have a big problem, you know. And about what you were talking before, for sure. I mean, I'm not a coach that like to control too much. You know, I don't control what time they go to sleep, what time, when they eat, what they eat. I like to give them a responsibility because they have to take responsibility in the court. So they have to be used to take their responsibility every time. You know, because if I say you have to sleep here, you have to eat here, you have to, so everybody tells them what to do, then in the court, then they expect somebody tell every time what to do, but we tell a lot of things, but during the action, they have to take their decision, of course. You know, so also like in the private lives, you know, we really just to enter when we realize that there is something wrong. But I have to say, or luckiness, or because we choose the player correct, but we never face, basically never, of course we have always some small cases, but we basically face never problem of professionality. This is great.
Coach, I want to ask this year's squad, what kind of a chemistry you have? Because you have the experienced players or the new generation are coming, they all mix. How you feel about the team, about the soul of the team?
I love the team of this year. You know, it's very nice team. Everything actually started last year. You know, so last year we started to create a new team. We started to create a new soul. You know, we started to create a new project. You know, so that's why most of the new players, except Majo Jinovic, you know, were pretty young. You know, from this Bella Ak and Gabi, and of course we have all the Turkish young. You know, so we start to really to keep our standard, but we have to change. We have to change some new players. You know, so the motto of last year, because I like to give always to the players some motto, especially at the beginning of the season, was we are building a new house over our rock. You know, so the rock was the fundamental of Vakıfbank's soul and way to work, and then we start to build a new house. I mean, the old house with Goz, with Nas, you know, with Juting, you know, also that was very important at the moment. This old house was gone. You know, we have to build a new house, but we want to keep the house in the same place, you know, with the same fundamentals. So this was the idea of last year. And, you know, and I think it came pretty well. That's also why last year the team was playing very good, in my opinion. We were doing amazing things. The chemistry was good. There was a very good balance, young and old, you know, in the team. Young and experienced, not old, sorry. Young and experienced. Then we say, okay, I mean, why we have to change something this year? You know, we will change just small pieces, you know, and we keep the same. You know, if we can become younger, we try to become younger, and we keep the same way. And basically, we change almost nothing, basically, from last year. You know, so we just two young players came back. That was Tuba and Aicha, and basically that's it. So we really wanted to keep this project because we believe in this project, and it's a good team. And I really like to see, you know, that also the players are becoming, you know, are creating new kind of chemistry, you know, and so they're becoming. I see that the young foreigner and Turkish doesn't matter. They're becoming good friends. They are talking about Vakıfbank. They are feeling the spirit of Vakıfbank. They want to make this team successful, you know, and even in this very hard time for a volleyball team. You know, because this I can say, you know, this corona for everybody, but also for a volleyball team, it take off, like I believe in every company, it take off the natural moment that where also a team and the person are growing more. You know, I mean, I make an example. When you speak about with the company, and they are telling that the meeting is, you can do a meeting also in Zoom, like we can do a training in this gym. We can do a training. You can do a meeting also in live conference, on the web. But then you miss all the talk that there is before and after the meeting. You miss to drink the chai or the coffee together. You miss to go lunch and dinner together. Is where come at the end the most of the idea, because the meeting is always there. So also a team is missing this part a lot, So the player, they stay home, they come training, they stay home, they come training. They don't say we go breakfast together, we go lunch together, we go dinner together, where you can build a lot of very great, relation between the person. This one is impossible for us, like for everybody. So it's not something that we can complain about, because it's the same. But besides this, that is very difficult, I can see that it's really growing, a new flower. It's really coming up slowly. And it's very nice to see this young player, how they are taking serious this Vakıfbank job. And they're doing really well.
Yeah, so nice. I like your point of view. I like your vision and mission. It's really so important. And also, what do you think about this year's league quality also? And Eczacıbaşı also playing with the young players, I think 21 average age. And also Fenerbahçe or the other Türk Hava Yolları. What do you think about them, Turkish Airlines?
I think that the league is always complicated about, especially this year, it's very complicated to speak about the league, because the differences are huge, So there are some teams that, of course, they are too weak, and this brings a bad image of the league sometimes, because there are matches that are totally useless, matches that much before the result. And but they still matches, they still traveling, so you are in a very tough season, 16 teams. I don't want to say they are too much, but it's not easy to handle, in the season, 16 teams. But besides that, I think that the overall quality of the team grow a lot. I think the Vakıfbank, Fenerbahçe, Eczacıbaşı, they still, with this great foreigner, keeping the level very, very high. So, I can say that I would not be surprised to see Eczacıbaşı, Vakıfbank, and Fenerbahçe in Final Four, together with Conegliano. So I don't see, if I see Europe, I see Conegliano, for sure, Italian team in Champions League, together with Vakıfbank, Eczacıbaşı, and Fenerbahçe. These are the best 4 teams of Europe on paper. Okay, on paper. Then, of course, Novara can be danger, Scandicci can be danger. Maybe a couple of Russian teams can be danger, even if they are struggling right now, But I believe if there are 3 Turkish and 1 Italian, like Conegliano, is a pretty logic picture of what can be the Final Four. But then in Turkey, it became much complicated, the league. Turkish Airlines, they have, for example, they are playing very, very good volleyball. They have probably the setter of United States that want to win Olympic, and she's setting in Turkish Airlines, bring an amazing quality, and at the same time, like, Ebrar and Poland, they're doing a very good job, and they're basically the only one, together with Meryem Diagonal, Turkish Diagonal in the league, without, I don't forget Tutku and Yamur, that are 2 young, that are very interesting, that I'm following. So Turkish Airlines is really interesting team. They're doing very, very, very well. Of course, Marcello, I think he always worked good, so he's still working very well also this year. Galatasaray now, Koceleva and Reliuk became a very danger team, and plus I really enjoy to watch what Ilkin is doing, because I know that she has some injury, but she's improving a lot. Aydin is a team that is very well made, and Alper is doing a good job, and they are, I think that a team like Aydin, they are also suffering too much about this spectators deal, because to go to win in Aydin with this team, with their spectator, would have been very difficult for everybody. Of course, losing spectators, they lost a very big advantage to play at home, because, sometimes Buran Felek, nobody feel really at home. But when you go Aydin, when you go Kuzey-Buru with full spectator, become all of this, they can become really danger match. And Niloufer, again, is doing an amazing job. Can Jan again is doing an amazing job. He did an amazing job last year in Yeşilurt, and is doing an amazing job this year in Niloufer. Yeşilurt is a very, very, I mean, for me, it's super interesting team because they are all girls that grow in this gym, really in this gym, you know, with Bouquet, Deria, Ilaida, and Alexa, you know, and the second middle blocker too. So it's another team full of young Vakıfbank players. So it's also very, very interesting. So many teams that you have to prepare the match seriously, you know, because sometimes the Turkish league, you know, make us coaches lazy, you know, so because there are some match, okay, this match we don't even need to prepare, you know. So in some other league this would not be possible. In this league sometimes we have this kind of looks, you know, to not prepare, but to say, okay, this match we can go with lot of second six players, we will win anyway, you know. But I like the league this year. It's really interesting. It's really interesting, and we have to pay attention for many teams. I mean, watch that Karayolari, that is really, I know that the coach struggled a little bit with some small problem due to Corona, but now he's doing better, Hussein. And Karayolari, in my opinion, is if I have to give a award to MVP team from September to now, I give to Karayolari. They are doing incredible with a very low budget team with a lot of young Turkish players. But I mean, they were able to bring 3-2 Galatasaray. They were able to bring 3-2 Fenerbahce. They were able to bring 3-2 Aydin. And they won all their key matches, you know. So everybody was thinking, Karayolari will be second league this year, but they are doing really, really an amazing job. So it's a nice league, and I congratulate all the team and Turkish Federation and to the nice job they are doing. Maybe for 16 teams are too much, maybe 14, 12 would have been better, but at the end the result is that the league is much more interesting than what we expected before.
And what do you think about the Champions League statute, the new tournament system? 3 days you're playing and finalize the first tournament,
Yes,
and
actually,
you're
I mean,
waiting.
I think it's pretty clever, and honestly, we gave the same idea to CAV in an unsuspected time, you know. So we have a meeting, a Zoom meeting in April, and we said, why we don't play Champions League like Vienna? You know, there are problems to traveling, so don't put too many travel, put 6 matches in 3 days, you know, perfect. You know, what you want more. And at the end, you know, in a different way, because it's not really like VNL, but the idea is the same, and I think it's pretty clever. I mean, same number of matches, much less travel, and same quality of the matches, you know, also very important moment for a team, because I think every team needs sometime this experience to stay 4 days together, 5 days together, you know, traveling and stay in hotel, not for one night, but stay in hotel for 3-4 nights, have time to talk, have time to make a meeting. So I think that if you ask to all the clubs in Europe, I believe all the coaches, all the players, they are very happy about that.
Yeah, I think so also. Coach, when you're telling the teams and the coach, I can see that. When you're talking about Can, I remember many coaches were the assistant coach with you also. And this is really so important, because I don't want to just talk about the players. It's really about the staffs. You're choosing the staff from different kinds, the characters, maybe different countries, because you want to keep the information also, what's happening there, what's the point of view, maybe you can learn something from him, maybe this, maybe that, and then they learn many things from you, and when they're going to the other teams, they're going as a head coach also. This is really proudful stuff, I think, for you also.
Yes,
like
I mean,
Felix, I
yes.
remember Felix Kozlowski to the German team, the Morrison to the United States, Ferhat to the Polish team.
Lavarini, Novara.
How many
I don't
assistants
know.
coach?
I mean, Lavarini is head coach in Novara, was my assistant coach in Chieri, and Saskia Van Intem, that was our assistant coach in Holland, now is head coach in a national team of Switzerland, like Elko, assistant coach in Holland, now is a head coach in Germany. like
La
John.
la la
you
la
know.
la la.
Yeah, I mean,
This is really so important because when you're a coach, you are not just a coach. I know that you feel like a teacher, you feel like a father, you feel like the brother, whatever people need, because you are a human being, but you are not with this title, you are also a good leader. You are keeping this leadership all together with your staff, the good combination of the team life. So I think if one is the head coach, the other have to learn something from him, and also coach have to learn something from them. But I couldn't see that type of view from the other coach. Someone keep their information, insights, don't want to share with someone, but you have a really great self-confidence. You believe that sharing grow all of us. So let's share, let's talk, let's communicate. If your career is going that way, this is your way. We can play against. That's really good.
Yeah,
then
absolutely. I agree.
that
I
is
mean,
really great view.
You touch a great point, because first of all, for me, the staff is really, really important, because the staff is the team, is really a team. I mean, I think we are around 10, 12. I mean, in the gym, I believe 10, and plus 2 people outside, we are 12 close staff, So it's really a team. So, and this team have to lead the team that go in front of television, So if the staff team have problem, for sure cannot lead good the other team. If the staff is weak, for sure cannot lead good the main team, So that's why I give a lot of importance to the staff. This is the first point. Second point, I want in the staff all people that are better than me in somewhere. That is how I search the people, So I search people that attack better than me. I search people that is more clever than me in calculating statistics. I search people that are better than me in study opponent team. I search people that are, of course, more specialized than me in physical training or in psychologists. I always search the best of the best that I can have, because I really want to learn, from them. I want to become better to them, and if I put, to me, only people that I have to teach them something, then I will stuck, and if I stuck, they will stuck too, but if I put people that can teach me something, then I grow, and then my staff grow, and then the team grow, so that's the key of the key idea of my staff. That's why I always try to have somebody that come really from totally different mentality, totally different view, and really bring me something that I have no idea, So that happened with the Japanese, Gen Kawakita, with the Brazilian, also Gen Kawakita, head coach in Denso, by the way. He's doing good. And Mauricio, Brazilian, and Jay Morrison, of course, Ferrat, Jan, and now I have Cesar from Spanish, for example, now this Cesar, is a guy that is, I don't even know why he's doing volleyball, because his brain is something different. He can calculate and make chart and make Excel paper about everything. You go to, today I said, Cesar, this morning I was thinking, who is the best receiver of Turkey, receiving the ball of right side, 6 meter inside the court, and at 2020. Tack, in 1 minute I have a chart of all these detailed things about everything. Like Saim, that is with me almost 5-6 years, he's doing an amazing job in the gym, an amazing job in preparation the match, I was out 2-3 days, I was really relaxed about what's happening in here, because if Saim is taking the lead of the training, I know that there will be no issue, and plus we have so many guys that are helping, like Ahmed, Fico, Fatih, that is making statistics with me from 10 years, but really, this is very, very important for me. So, and like you said, there is, if, there is one bottle of water in this table, and I have to put this bottle of water here, I ask to the staff what they think about. So I really ask about everything. That really my way, So I like to take decision because it is my job, but I don't like to take decision by myself, because two brain understand better than one, and three better than two, and five better than three, you know, and that's why every time there are no closing meeting. My room, you know, is always open. And if me and Saim and Cesar, we are talking about something about the team, and then enter Neslian, she will sit, and then enter Bilun, she will sit, and then enter Fatih, she will sit. And probably while they're sitting, I also ask them, what do you think about what we are talking? Are you agree? So there are no secret, you know, there is a continually sharing. Sometimes this can bring even too much confusion sometimes, but at the most of the time, you know, it bring a lot of new stuff, you know. And then I don't want to forget our medical stuff, you know, because this is also one other part where I think Vakıfbank is doing things that other clubs are not doing, you know, for the quality of the medical stuff that we have, you know. So George, Sabri, and Denise, you know, I think that we have the best of the best in their position right now in Turkey. And the player know that they can, you know, call them 24 hours, you know, and we are sharing everything. We are sharing the program, we are sharing a lot of stuff. Plus, we are also trying new things. You know, we are the first gym, volleyball gym in the world that is using a methodology called Kinexon, that is same like Juventus is using, or Real Madrid is using, or Barcelona is using, you know. So basically the players, they are connecting with the satellite that is inside the gym, so really a system that we build in our gym, that they give to our athletic trainer and medical staff all the information you can have, even unnecessary, but all, you know. And then this year we are trying also the training with virtual reality, you know, if can bring, because when they have some injury or when they have some free time, when we want they rest a little bit, we want just that they can rest the leg, but maybe the brain don't need to rest, you know. So this we are trying, we don't know the result yet, but so far we are happy also with this virtual reality. It's bringing also something new. So we are trying, we are experimenting, and we just always watching what we can do more and what we can do better.
Everything changed so quickly, so you are trying also know what has changed and select. Oh, we can use this. It will be
for sure. I will try.
It will fit for us.
Then
yeah.
if I like it,
I know that.
For sure, I will try. This is
I know that.
100%.
I really don't surprise why the United Nations choose you as ambassador also. The United Nations choose a foreign ambassador from Turkey. This is really what we have to think.
Yes, it's something. Of course.
How do you feel? What is your responsibilities in that moment?
I feel very proud because it's something very nice. You know, I think that life gave me, you know, so many things that I have to give back as many as I can. You know, so something like UNPD is really someone that recognize, you know, what the effort that we put, not because I don't put myself, you know, on helping or bringing some messages also outside the volleyball gym. You know, that was the point. So as you know, probably I started 2 years ago this project here in Sultan Lari. That was actually started very small, but it became bigger, and even I prefer when was small, you know. So I mean, for me it was just bringing some balls and some equipment and going somewhere
outside Istanbul,
where the kids are much more unlucky than the kids in Istanbul, and just bring a message, especially to the girl, you know, that hey, you know, there is not only the life at home, there is not only a life in the family, in the kitchen, you know, there is much more thing in the life. You know, volleyball is one of these, you know. So volleyball sport is for men and for women. You know, activity outside the house are for men and for women, you know. So, because many times, you know, I think, I'm in Istanbul, you said 13 season at the beginning, yeah? I was thinking 11, so so it is already 13. And Turkey is really fascinating me for how different it is, you know. In Turkey, suddenly you can feel like in New York, and the same like you can feel like in the desert, you know. So it's really, you have all the feeling possible in Turkey, you know. Very, in a country where there is everything, you know. And so like there are very, you know, I mean, you see women very successful, you know, that also the women that we are teaching very successful, you know, and business women very successful, and they're doing a lot of stuff, you know, in the life, in the society. But you move 200 kilometers and you see girls that they don't even think that it is possible, you know, so they say, what is this? No, I have to stay home. I help my mother to do the stuff at home, you know, this is my life, you know, and I will marry somebody and I will work for him. You know, so I also recently in a trip I watched a very nice Netflix about that. I don't know the title, but was really showing a very nice reality of Turkey, you know, very different, you know, reality in the same country. So that's why, you know, I really wanted to bring this message, you know, to the girls, because actually I owe all my success to women basically, because I coach women volleyball from when I started to coach volleyball, you know, so women gave me really a lot, you know, so, and I don't want that there are women in this country that they don't have this vision. I mean, not that everybody have to become like you or like Bahar or like, you know, Majo Njenovic, you know, no, I mean, you don't have to become successful, very successful, very popular. This is not the point. The point is to be free to choose whatever you want, like every man is free to choose whatever he wants, like every country. In every country you can choose whatever you want. So this is basically the idea. And of course I'm very proud that an organization like UNPD saw that, and I really looking forward that this pandemic time finish.
And then you continue.
To do something more, because of course I'm doing Zoom call and Skype call and all this kind of stuff, but I prefer much more the contact with the people, you know. Plus, you know, I cannot do many things in the life, but volleyball I can do a little bit, and I need a gym. I need a gym, and I need some ball, and I need a net, you know, little bit. So doing volleyball in Zoom is very difficult.
Coach, we're talking about the girls, but I just want to ask, I couldn't see any women coach, or last 5 years, 6 years or 7 years we can see women managers, but where are they? Why we are not choosing being a coach? No one is thinking about that way. Why? What do you think? I'm not talking about the long ping but I can just give one example from all over the world. That's the thing.
True. I mean, this is a great question. And like many great questions, it's difficult to find a great answer, because it's really tough. I mean, it's difficult to find the reason why, you know. I mean, one thing that I can tell you very clear, I'm making this job from almost 20 years, you know, and many times I said to one of my players, come on, when you finish to play, please start to coach, become my assistant couple years, and then...
Ah, you tried this.
And then you can be a great coach. But 90% I receive answers like, are you crazy? After I spent already, you know, all my life in this gym, when I finish to play, I want to do something totally different. So that was one of the most of the answer that I listened, you know. But I believe it's really kind of a cultural thing, you know, that I have to change, of course, I have to change, because I'm also, in couple days, I have to talk in the Association of American Volleyball Coaches Association, very big. As you know, in America, they have like more than 1,000 college team, you know, and there you can see many women already, you know, there you can see many women. In WNBA, you can see some women, okay, not too much, I think 5 or 6. So I just think that is like a cultural and historical process, you know, just because if you think like, maybe we go back 50 years ago, probably only men were doing sport, probably, you know, so we women were not doing sport. I'm not talking about Turkey, I'm talking about Olympic Games, I'm talking about everywhere, you know, 50, 60, probably there were only men doing sport, you know, so from only men doing sport, of course, came only men coaching. But now, of course, the things are changing, you know, so if in 10 years from now we see the same reality, then will be, I cannot find an answer, because I believe this should be a process that have to start, you know, and Of course, it's a tough job, but it's a tough job like many other, you know. So it's not more tough than be a manager of a CEO or great company, you know. So I have the luck after the Olympic qualification to meet the CEO of Apple, Turkey, that is a woman. So I don't believe she has easier job than me, you know. So she will be also super busy, and she have kids and other. So it's just, you know, kind of opening mentalities that have to come. That have to come and will come, I believe.
Any Turkish name that you want to see her as a coach?
I think many. I think Gozde can be a great coach. I think Nas can be a great coach because she have her memory and her understanding the game can make her a great coach. But I don't see like a coach. I think more like, you know, in the management or like this academy that she's doing amazing, you know. And, you know, I think that she can do something like this, but I can see many, you know, but they have to, but I believe, because when I ask Gozde, I says, come on, Gozde, you come assistant coach. What? Are you crazy? I want to have 25 kids and stay with them all the day and don't think anymore about volleyball. But then she's watching the matches, of course, you know. She's
Right,
course.
because she loves it so.
So I really don't know, you know, let's see.
You talk about the culture. My last two questions. That was a really great culture. When I look to the Champions League staff, the head coach, all Italian. Italian coach culture is really historical, right?
Maybe also,
In
you know,
volleyball,
because
huh?
also when you make this question, you know, kind of why there are not many women coaches, why there are so many Italian coaches everywhere. I have no idea. Really, I have no idea, you know. For sure, in Italy, you find professional league of every sport. You know, like in Serbia, you don't find professional league. In Holland, you don't find professional leagues, you know. In Germany, okay, there is professional league of volleyball, but it's just very, very far from professional league of other countries. So, you know, so in every country you find professional league of soccer, very high level, basketball, so volleyball, less, you know. But Italy is one country where in the last 30 years, I would say, you know, there was considered the best league in the world, you know, men and women, the best player, the best coach is always there. So from this, you know, really maybe it grows this Italian coaches, you know, legacy. I don't know.
Yeah, legacy, right? All we are talking about the physical preparation, but the mental preparation is much more important. How do you prepare yourself? Do you feel lonely as sometimes?
I mean, I think that any head coach need to be alone also, you know, and I know that I feel lonely, but I need my time alone, you know, and I take, and then at the end, you know, you are the one that have to make decision. You are the one that is responsible, you know, so. And I like this also loneliness part, because we are always together, but, you know, many times I like to walk alone. I don't take the bus, but I walk alone. So I also need this kind of music or thinking, you know, very important, you know, because at the end we always are the one in leading, you know, so even if I am the best staff in the world and I have people much better than me in their job, but at the end, my word has to be the last one. You know, so it is like this. So I have to always give a certain image of myself to everybody, you know, so they have to take energy from me. They have to take courage from me. They have to take happiness from me. They have to take belief from me, you know, so that's why I need this lonely moment to energize myself, so to recharge myself, and especially after a loss, I need this moment of loneliness to don't show myself, you know, because I'm not a great loser. So when I lose, I never take so good, you know. So I need this alone moment so people don't see me in this moment. So say, hey, our leader is fucked up. So we cannot take nothing from him now, you know. So they have to show always okay, we lost, but we have another. But I need my time for that, you know. So this is like you say. I mean, I would not say mental and physical which one is more important, because if you are amazing mentally but not fit, you cannot perform. But it's also the opponent is true.
Balance.
But also the opponent is true. If you are amazingly fit but mentally you are ready, also you cannot perform. So we need a great balance.
Coach, I have many questions. I don't know, but I have to ask those. I think 3 years before that we had an interview with you, and I asked you that any kind of coaches are coming to communicate with you, to watch your trainings, coming to the match from Thailand, from United States, from Holland, and everywhere. And I asked you that: is there any Turkish coach that come to you and they talk about this? Hey, coach, you're really doing well. How are you doing? Can you share with me? Is there a Turkish coach?
Honestly, not.
3 years before we talked, and now no.
Nothing changed.
Okay.
Nothing changed. But we have, for example, this year, for example, we have already, from amazing time, from 5 months, we have one Korean coach. Can you imagine? He came from Korea. He's living in Airbnb. He's coming here every training, morning and afternoon. Like Cesar, I know because he went to see 1 week of training before. Like you said, many times happen. I don't know why, but I don't see many Turkish. I don't have many Turkish requests. I have many requests also. This year I said no to many because we have, because of COVID, we have many rules in the gym. Really, because I have already one German, one Austrian, one Italian ask me. And because, the Korean we agreed before, with these 3, I had to say no. Because if not, my doors are always open. But unfortunately, Turkish didn't ask yet. I don't know why. Probably they don't have so much time. Probably they are more busy. Probably they are thinking to disturb, But
Coach, I don't.
The key of any job, is.
I don't think.
Is watch and learn, watch and learn, watch and learn.
We are really so proud. Can go to the Olympic Games also, the qualifications. Oh, I'm on the microphone and commentating the match. That was really great, the Poland match. Everything. We start with loss and then come back and everything. The sentences from the qualifications, and what do you think about our group for the Tokyo Olympics? If we can go to Tokyo in this pandemic situation,
Yeah,
if
I
it will
think
happen.
Tokyo will be. I think Tokyo will be. Has to be.
Yeah.
For all of us, has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, if they postpone one more Olympic, that means the world is not in a great condition. So I think sport people and not, they really have, all we have to wish that will be Olympic, but I really believe that will be. About qualification, I just tell you that was incredible difficult and so incredible nice. So I love the way the team play. I love the chemistry between all of us, team, staff member, and players. We really were so united, and we handled all the moments so good together. And the Poland match was one of a kind. That you play 10 times this kind of match, you lose 9. Because you cannot recover so many match ball in one match. I mean, it really can happen really once in a life. And we played a great final. So I was extremely thankful to this group of people because they did really an amazing job, from the staff to the player to everybody. Really an amazing job. Federation, organization was great, and was really, I tell you, was a great result. Because for me, great result is doing the best you can and doing better than some other teams that on paper are better than you. So I think that Turkey is Olympic in front of at least 2-3 teams that they could have been Olympic probably with, better than Turkey. But we were better than them in the key moments. So this was for me a really great reason to be proud of this team, of our team. About our group is really, I mean, before came the group, one journalist asked me, I made an interview, they told me I will be Olympic. I said, in my opinion, the medals will be a job between America, China, Italy, and USA. Okay? Then next day come group, Turkey with Serbia, China, Italy, and USA. Okay? And then come the group, so Turkey with USA, China, Italy. I said, okay, very good. Plus Russia. Okay, that is historically a team that not easy for us, very strong, very physical team, was difficult for us. But I mean, I think that the plan is very clear. I think we reach already our goal. So now we can go Tokyo and do an ordinary Olympic, So play good, fight hard, and be out of the group. And if Russia, Italy, China, and USA are in front of us, what we can say? This is logical that can happen. This will be our ordinary Olympic, or we can aim for an extraordinary Olympic. That means win against Russia and make one surprise with USA, China, or Italy. And I liked, sometimes it's easier, to be in the position of Turkey in Olympics. So we'll go there with not so much pressure, and we'll go there really with the fun and the desire to play an extraordinary Olympic. And I think miracles in sport can happen many times. So we want to do one of them.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to can talk with you. I hope we can do it many times.
For sure. You're still following European Champions League.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll talk even in the finals. Nobody knows if we'll be final 8, final 4, final 2, but we hope to be in final.
Any special message that you want to tell to our audiences?
No, I mean, I just, to the many, Turkish volleyball fans, we can really say that we are missing them too much, so I'm not talking only from my point of view, I talk from point of view of my players, point of view of every other teams in Turkey, we miss so much the contact of the people, we miss to play around full stadium, and we know that, thanks to you, thanks to all other journalists in this country, everybody is able to see at home all the matches, Champions League and Turkish League, but, we think we know our houses even so well. We want to be more outside, we want to be matches live, and we need this emotion from the people.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Vakıfbank'a kulüp olarak bizlere destek olan herkese, Koç Giovanni Guidetti'ye çok çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Çok özel bir kişilik. Sadece koçluğuyla değil, antrenörlüğüyle değil, aynı zamanda hayata bakış açısıyla da sizlere sorduğumuz sorularla onu size daha da yakından tanıtmaya çalıştık. Yol çok uzun, başarılar daim olsun, sağlıklı olsun. Kendisine ve tüm takıma da ayrıca başarılar diliyoruz. Tekrar görüşünceye dek de şimdilik hoşçakalın.